Yo, sup, swag gang? You already know what time it is, man. It's your boy King Laura, aka KL Swag, back here with a video, man. Look, man, look, man, look, man. We are back here again with another microphone video, man. This tour update is scary. Now, y'all know, man. Y'all know how we get down, bro. I keep it real with y'all, man. Yes, he's a Dolphins player. Yes, we don't really care about the Dolphins like that. But we gotta care about the players, man. You gotta think about, at the end of the day, he's a human. At the end of the day, your favorite player, he's a human, bro. So we can't just always be going crazy on players and stuff like that, bro. Because at the end of the day, they are humans. At the end of the day, it's entertainment. But y'all know, we get down when that season started, man. But it's the off season now, man. Damn near for certain teams. So yeah, man, we hope Tua get better, bro. But look, man, let's get into it, man. Let's see what's going on.
Tagovailoa is now in a place where routine tackles put him in concussion protocol. Tua Tagovailoa being aware enough, concerned enough, and caring enough, knowing that these two games are important.
Damn, he ran his ass over.
I don't think anyone would disagree with you if you said that no individual in the NFL had a bigger mixed bag of results this season than Tua. Because on one hand, he had a lot of success this season under his brand new head coach, Mike McDaniel. At the same time, it seems like he has a big decision to make. So we're going to bring you all.
I ain't gonna lie, and I'm gonna really keep it real with y'all, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna really keep it real. The Dolphins will go farther than the Bills. Y'all gotta remember this. When the Dolphins was playing the Bills, bro, they had Skylar Thompson, and the Bills still almost lost. Think about that. They still almost lost with Skylar Thompson. Now just imagine if Tua was playing, bro. The Bills would have lost straight up. They would have lost. They wouldn't have got embarrassed like that when they went against the Bears.
Severity of his injuries and how much they caught up with him. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow. We're currently on a mission to pass my first channel, my basketball channel, the Flight Mike and subscribers. And now that we got all that out of the way, break!
I'm gonna hear a bro intro in a minute.
The last time this happened, every single subscriber that rode with me ended up making bank. PrizePicks is once again giving us a free square, which means Joe Burrow needs only one passing yard or more for you to fulfill his square, which means if we make one more correct pick, then we 3x our money. But I'm feeling really froggy and I have a plan for us to 5x our money. Step one is you need to go right now in the description down below and sign up for PrizePicks using my promo code microphone. When you do that, they'll match your deposit up to $100. Once you deposited your money, ride with me on these picks. Because the last time I made picks, we ended up cashing with the free square. We're going to do Joe Burrow more than 0.5 passing yards because duh! We're going to do Travis Kelce more than 0.5 receiving touchdowns because, well, that's kind of also duh. And finally, we're going to do the same thing for Jamar Chase.
I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that. You can do that, but at the same time, I don't know about that. It's real iffy.
Because at the end of the day, if Joe Burrow's having a good game, usually Jamar Chase is too. Let me know in the comment section down below if you're tailing me for this one. And if you want to see additional picks that I'm making for the weekend, make sure you're following me on Instagram.
And y'all join my Discord, man. KswaggReacts. I'll put the link in if you guys want it.
What's going on, everybody? From the very beginning, even before Tua got drafted to the Miami Dolphins fans were clamoring for him. If you guys remember, the year before Tua got drafted by the Dolphins, there was a gigantic tank for Tua campaign. And then the moment Tua got drafted to the Dolphins, it seems like there was a lot of controversy that followed him. A lot of it was very unnecessary in my opinion. In his rookie season, he started in 9 games. In that season, he completed 64% of his passes, threw 11 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. His sophomore year saw a little bit of a jump where he completed 68% of his passes, threw 16 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Through it all, it seemed like the Miami Dolphins really were motivated to replace Tua very shortly after drafting him. You saw on the Brian Flores.
Tua getting his ass clapped.
The owner of the Miami Dolphins kind kind of tricked Brian Flores into meeting with Tom Brady on a yacht, despite him not really wanting to meet him on a yacht. Brian Flores always had this philosophy that you need to build a winning culture around homegrown talent, whereas Stephen Ross seemed to have always wanted a star quarterback or a star player to build his team around. At the very minimum, that would boost ticket sales. And following Tua's sophomore season, despite a relatively successful campaign, I mean, the Brian Flores era always had a winning record, although they didn't make it to the playoffs. The Miami Dolphins decided to go in a different direction for Tua's third season. Going into his third season, Tua was a broken man. And going into that third season, the Dolphins still weren't 100% committed to him. At least that's what it seemed like. If in his sophomore season, he was consistently surrounded.
They get that.
Savannah, if you don't get your moisturized hands off my body wash.
Zaxby's Asian Sensation Salad is back. And it brought friends.
By Deshaun Watson trade rumors, where the Dolphins
They wanted Deshaun Watson.
First round picks for Deshaun Watson, which would have been a horrific mistake in my opinion. Going into last offseason, Tua was being surrounded by Tom Brady to the Dolphins rumors. As a matter of fact, those rumors are coming back. There's footage of Tom Brady touring a school in Miami with his children, which obviously is going to create a bunch of Tom Brady to the Dolphins and hopefully part ownership rumors once again.
That'd be crazy.
Last year, I don't necessarily know if that's going to happen. I don't really see that happening, considering how Miami Dolphins had a lot of success under Tua this past season, because in his third season, Tua completed 65% of his passes, threw 25 touchdowns to 8 interceptions, and threw for 3,000.
That's actually good.
48 passing yards. This was after an offseason where the Miami Dolphins brought in Mike McDaniel, who had so much faith in Tua that he famously showed him a montage of Tua's greatest throws as a football player, and convinced Tua that he's a really freaking good quarterback. And as a result, we saw Tua's best season to date. At the same time, you have to give
I ain't gonna lie, he had me scared.
The Miami
Every
Dolphins
time the
really
Patriots
did a
played
good job
against him.
surrounding Tua with remarkable talent, acquiring Tyreek Hill from the Kansas City Chiefs, drafting Jalen Waddle the season before, really going all in on a left tackle in Teron Armstead, bringing in running backs that Mike McDaniel was familiar with during his days with the San Francisco 49ers, and as a result, you saw Tua break out. Now, at this point, you might be wondering,
Mike, I don't understand the bad part of this video. Sounds like Tua's having a great season, or at least had a great season.
well, that's when you forget what happened to him in the midst of this breakout season. I personally believe if Tua didn't sustain his injuries, there was a very legitimate shot that he could have potentially won the MVP. I obviously believe that if he was healthy, the Miami Dolphins could have potentially made a push in the playoffs, but to be honest, a lot of a team's success in the postseason has to do with how healthy that they could stay throughout the postseason. With that being said, in the earlier part of the season, Tua faced off against the division rival Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, Matt Milano, he raw as hell.
Milano. Following that hit from Matt Milano, Tua kind of stumbled on his way back to the huddle. Some people hypothesized that this could have potentially been a concussion, but at the time, it didn't really seem like it because he passed concussion protocol. So since he passed protocol, it seemed like he was good enough to start 4 days later on Thursday Night Football against the Cincinnati Bengals. That's when he would sustain a hit that would change the trajectory of his season. Tua got sacked.
Which that was his fault. He shouldn't have stayed.
Fencing response, you know, when he threw his.
He shouldn't have stayed there, bro.
And as a result,
I don't know why Tua sat there and just let the guy tackle him.
From Tua, a lot of people were very concerned about his health. Now, Tua would return a few weeks later, and the season would continue as normal until he faced off against the Green Bay Packers. In this game, Tua would once again get hit as he is scrambling out of the pocket. And once again, for the second time officially that season, but what could have potentially been the third time in this past season alone, and possibly 3 times in a span of 2.5 months, Tua sustained another concussion. This was enough to put him in concussion protocol once again. Tua now has a huge decision to make. It's a very difficult one, and it's one that a lot of people have to face on a day-to-day basis. At a specific point, you have to question whether it's worth continuing down this career at the risk of your own health, or if you should retire early just so you can preserve your health. And I'm not here to tell you Tua should do one thing or another, but it is a very legitimate conversation to have. Now, I know what a lot of people are going to say.
Mike, people in boxing and the UFC take way more shots to the head, and they turn out okay.
The reality is some boxers do end up okay. I will admit that. A lot of boxers don't. An example that you could make, which is also controversial, is Muhammad Ali, because the late great Muhammad Ali was diagnosed with Parkinson's syndrome, which could either be genetic or it could result from head trauma from physical activities. With that being said, one has to wonder what's going through Tua's head. I mean, I don't remember the last time someone sustained 3
Concussion
concussions
protocol
in a
is
single
crazy.
season. You've heard of quarterbacks like Troy Aikman retiring early as a result of this reason. You've even seen individuals with very promising careers like Chris Borland, for example, or even Ali Marpet retire very early as a result of their fear of head trauma. But Tua's in a way different situation. He's definitely proved that he's capable of being the face of the Miami Dolphins. If he plays one more big season and puts up the same statistical output that he did last season, you're talking about a guy that could potentially get paid like a top 3 or top 5 QB in the NFL. The current market-setting contract in the NFL is $50 million annually. Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow are both expected to beat that this offseason. Now, I don't know if
That's
the
true.
Dolphins are going to potentially extend Tua this offseason or next offseason, but it is definitely a decision that you can't make within a couple of minutes. Now, before we get to what Tua's parents are going to say and Tua's current standing with his concussions, let me know in the comment section down below, what would you do personally? I don't think there's a right answer in this situation. I can understand the individuals that are saying, holy crap, that's a lot of like life-changing money. I would take the sacrifice for my parents and for my family. On the other hand, I could understand the other side. You saw what happened to Antonio Brown, the late great Junior Seau. You saw what happened to Aaron Hernandez. So there is clearly an argument against not playing if you think that you're going to put your brain in further danger. At the end of the day, you can make tons of money doing something else, and the opportunity to make more money will potentially be there, but you only have one brain, and once you mess it up, it's gone. Now, Tua's parents had this to say when they were asked if there was any doubt that Tua comes back and plays next year.
He comes back. Yeah, he comes back. You know what I'm saying? And that's their...
You're the only person I ever met belonged in the sky. Just remember you belong down here with us too, okay?
That movie was sad, I ain't gonna lie.
We bring everyone home.
Damn, hit me with that.
Remember what you're fighting for.
Devotion, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
Have you ever spent hours online shopping for an item you want? ModeSense is here to help you.
Don't care.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, they love them. We love them and what they're doing and how they're, helping him with his recovery and everything else, trying to get him back. Still going through his protocol, but, man, we're grateful for them, too. Very thankful for Miami, the organization, the owner, and so is Greer and, as a GM and head coach Mike. I mean, that guy's special. Very special head coach.
This is a very important topic for future football, I'll admit. But what is very scary about this situation is it's been a month since the last time Tua sustained a concussion. And the latest information we have on Tua right now is that he can't even participate in Pro Bowl games because he is still in protocol 1 month after his latest concussion.
What?
Bear in mind, the Pro Bowl games don't really have much contact, if any contact this year. They kind of redid the Pro Bowl instead of it being
flag football.
A bunch of games. I think there's a flag football game. I'm not necessarily an expert on the new
I wanted to
Pro Bowl.
participate in that, bro.
One would assume that Tua could participate, right? Well, listen to what this article has to say. Tua is still in protocol to miss Pro Bowl games. Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa remains in the concussion protocol and will not participate in next week's Pro Bowl games, a source told ESPN on Friday. Tagovailoa has been named a first alternate Pro Bowler and was set to replace either Joe Burrow or Patrick Mahomes, with both quarterbacks playing in Sunday's AFC Championship game and one bound for Super Bowl 52. However, Tua entered protocol on December 26th after suffering a concussion in Miami.
Hey, December 26th, my birthday.
Before and missed the team's final 3 games of the season, including a wild card loss to the Buffalo Bills. According to the source, Tua's time in protocol has been deliberate as he meets with multiple doctors and specialists. There has not been any setbacks as the Dolphins prioritize his long-term health. Now, another important part of this article is that at the very end, Dolphins general manager Chris Greer said earlier this month that the team will enter the 2023 season with Tua as its starting quarterback, and that doctors they have spoken to do not believe that the quarterback's concussions will leave him more susceptible to head injuries moving forward. They have until the May 1st deadline to exercise the 5th-year option on Tua's rookie contract, which I fully expect them to do so. They have a very good reason to look at Tua and say, hey, we like what we saw from you this year. We need one more year to decide. And as a result,
that's true.
You could even make an argument that the Miami Dolphins have one more year in their Super Bowl window, which I genuinely believe they have a Super Bowl window right now. You'll laugh at me, but anytime I see a quarterback on a rookie scale contract surrounded by the weapons that Tua has, which, by the way, this has been a bigger deal recently as a result of Brandon Beane's press conference.
They right now are on the advantage of a rookie quarterback contract. I don't want to suck bad enough to have to get Jamar Chase. Like, he's a heck of a talent. I'd love to have him, but you gotta go through some lean years to do that. And those guys are on their rookie deals. We're paying Stephon Diggs a pretty hefty number. We're paying Josh Allen a pretty hefty number. So there is the constraints of the cap.
And even Micah Parsons commenting on this press conference where he says, besides Mahomes, every team in the Final Four quarterback is on a rookie deal and surrounded by talent. Interesting take. It's a very legitimate thing. I bring it up very consistently. It's a huge reason why I believe Tom Brady has consistently won Super Bowls the amount that he has. Whenever you don't have all of your money allocated to one player, you could invest that capital elsewhere. And as a result, you could actually build a Super Bowl winning team. That's why a lot of quarterbacks end up winning their first Super Bowl when they're on a rookie scale contract. So with that being said, I think there's no doubt in my mind Tua plays for one more season, but the question is, should Tua play for one more season? What would you do if you're Tua? It's definitely a conundrum at this point. Do you prioritize?
I ain't gonna lie. It all depends on how he feeling.
Prioritize your health, or do you prioritize the bag? I'd like to hear what you have to say.
Hey, like I'm gonna say, bro, and I'm gonna end the video off this, man. If he feeling like shit, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't playing no more. I ain't playing. I'm gonna invest in doing YouTube or something, bro. Cause you gotta have that health. I'll see you in the next video.